Lucky, say hi. Hi. Good morning. Good morning. It is Monday, 30th of October. It is 5 to 9, so I need to be quick because I need to start working in literally a couple of minutes. And well, happy Monday. Hope it is a good start of the week for everyone, not too traumatic. And it is looking like a very different day from yesterday, so no sun for now. And it's kind of very humid. It's not cold, but very autumnal in a different way, I suppose. I just wanted to pop in and say hello, and I know Loki already said hello to you because I filmed a very short clip while we were out to walk this morning. I really enjoyed actually putting together yesterday's vlog with all of the festival finds, etc. So I really hope that you are enjoying watching that longer episode, which is as long as a podcast, I know, but it's a special episode. I'm planning to show you my progress for my secret project, and then talk about another crazy plan that I have before the end of October. So for now I say goodbye, but I will see you later. Hello, so it's 5:30 in the afternoon. I have barely moved from here today, so I didn't have much time for a lunch break, so I didn't have time to catch up before now. However, there's a couple of things I wanted to show you. First thing I wanted to show you, actually, let me go and grab it, is this progress on my secret project. So yesterday I managed to work on it a little bit in the evening, and I've changed the needles. So I'm now using a longer cable, and I am almost at a point where I can separate the sleeves. So that's a clue about what I'm doing. I finished the raglan increases, and I am now I have to do 4 repetitions of body only increases, and then I will be ready to separate the sleeves for the size I'm making. So until I separate for the sleeves is still gonna be a little bit cramped on here. It's a little bit less on this other side. So these are the sleeves. Sleeve 1, this, and this is the sleeve 2. You see the raglan there? There's this lovely detail that goes down on the side of both sleeves, and this is the back, and it also goes down through the back. And then this is the front, which is all stockinette. Yeah, so this is what it's looking like at the moment. I can't wait now that I'm done with the working day. I need to get ready, prepare things for tomorrow, and then I will be working on this a little bit more tonight while maybe we watch TV. So yeah, that was my progress about that. The other progress that I have is about book. So last week, I was reading The Woman in Black for my book club, and I was 25 pages away when we had the meeting on Tuesday for the book club, and I managed to finish these Thursday or Friday. And I just I said I would report back on how I liked it. I liked it, I enjoyed it. It's a ghost story, and it was written in 1983, but it is basically a homage to Victorian horror stories, Victorian ghost stories. So it is written a little bit in that style. So if you like Victorian, like gothic novel, you might like this, but at the same time you might not like this, because despite it being, I think it is written really well. You wouldn't really tell that this is written so recently compared to when you expect it to have been written and compared to when it is actually set. It doesn't really say, but you kind of get a clue on the description of like clothing and the language used a little bit. Anyway, it is written with it is surprisingly deceiving there. It really makes you think it was written back then, but at the same time I don't think it has, it lacks, to me it lacks that sparkle that the original Gothic novel has. So, but also probably this is something written fairly recently and read with 2025 eyes, and we're used to lots of scary things, and we're used also to other media, right? We're very used to the movies and TV series and all those type of media with lots of scary stories and all those effects. So it is, we did discuss this at the book club, it is difficult to get a proper fright out of a book nowadays. So what was probably scary of these in Victorian time, maybe it would have worked even with this book, even if it was written much later. To me, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story. I kind of figured out what happened long before it was revealed. The ending is quite surprising, so I didn't expect, I expected something of the sort, but not exactly what happened and the way it happened. However, weirdly enough, so the scary bit of this book, it is scarier, to me it was scarier before you got to the end, rather than, you know, the earlier in the book I was, the more scared I was, because it does picture quite well kind of the sense of doom, sense of fear about something, there is something in the air, there is something unsaid in the local community that has this kind of creepy. So I think that was the best part of the book. That was good. And also I didn't want to read it when Yanni wasn't here. Some parts of it, I must say, if you used you had to use your imagination, and I think maybe it affected. It gave me this sense of a little bit of fear, more than my fellow book club people last week that also read it, because I think I did pause and use a lot my imagination on some of the things that are described here, and I did manage to get to that point where you were expecting something to happen, and I was imagining myself in that situation, expecting that something to happen, and yeah, that's a bit scary. So I had to stop reading it in the evening when Yanni was away, because I was like, well, I'm gonna have to sleep alone tonight, right, with Loki, which is a comfort, but still, and my imagination is kind of very vivid, so it's always been. So I think it probably, if you use your imagination, it does the job. So this all to say, if you like the Gothic novel, if you like type of ghost stories, this is actually nice. If you like books that are set in the past, this is actually nice. I do like kind of crime, fairly scary things set in the past, so this was definitely down my way and didn't disappoint for that. I gave it 4 stars, not 5. Not that much for that, because then I took in consideration that it was written recently, but because I felt that, and I understand why the end was like that, but I felt the end was really abrupt. So it builds up so much, it builds up a lot, and then it's not really a resolution, really. Oops, sorry, I don't want to spoil or anything, but when you reach the point, when you reach the end, when things are revealed to you, at least things have happened, I kind of felt that compared to the level of details and to building up that was done in the previous part of the book, it was really small. For example, last chapter, which is called The Woman in Black, is only 8 pages long, from 192 until 200. The previous chapters were, yeah, some of them were like 10-15 pages, but some of them were like 25, 21, 26, 30, like, yeah. So the previous chapter, the chapter before the last one, was exactly like 28 pages. So I kind of feel like I would have liked to have a little bit more. I don't like abrupt endings, so maybe that's just me. So I would have, plus it's not even a big book, so I don't think that, oh my god, I'm falling. I don't think that 20 more pages would have really made this book worse. This said, I like the story. I really like the concept behind it. So yeah, it was a good read. So if you like gothic novel, if you like set in the past, a little bit of mystery, but nothing that makes you have nightmares at night, or at least not after you finish reading the book, then yes, I definitely recommend it. So I plan to watch the movie, definitely plan to watch the movie with Yanni. And I also, and as I said, I'm going to watch the play at Richmond Theatre with the book club. So I will report back probably at the very beginning of Vlogmas at this point, because it is just days before Vlogmas starts. I will report back. And please, if I forget and you want to hear me talk about the play when you watch Vlogmas, remind me in the comments so I don't forget, because I know there will be so much going on in Vlogmas with my advents, and then the you know, all of the carols that go on around Christmas time, and then me doing all of the Christmas things, and then of course I'm going to Italy for Christmas. So December is always very hectic, so if I forget, please remind me. And that was that. Now I'm wondering if there was something else. Just bear with me a second. Yes, so I knew there was something that I was forgetting. Also, I turned the little lamp on because light is abandoning us tonight. It wasn't a bright day. It was a little bit sunny in the afternoon, but yeah, it was mostly cloudy, and 5:45 by now. So yeah, the day is finished. So yeah, I finished work. The day was busy. Now I can close up my desk, do all my things, and get ready. However, so as if I don't put myself to already too much to do in October, at the end of my secret project, I also want to attempt to do something else. So after my secret project, there are the other plans for October. I want to finish my hat, the Chloe hat, the one that I'm making with my 2021 advent calendar. And then I want to make Bruce the Bat. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my Vlogtober from yesterday, the long one. And I want to make, of course, a couple of pumpkins, maybe another mushroom. Those are all tiny things that I hope I will be able to make. However, as I'm going on the 27th of October at Kew Gardens at the Halloween workshop from Toft, I just found out, which I didn't know because I've never been to a Halloween one. I've just found out that people are kind of expected to go in some sort of Halloween costume, and there's different levels, I suppose. Anyway, from what I gathered, I think most people are going with the handmade. Hello, Lottie. Is she good? Yeah. Most people are going with a homemade type of costume. So I remember that I had some sort of Halloween type. I didn't remember if it was like a cape or a hat or both. And when I was actually looking the other day for the pattern that I had in my pattern library, Danny came to say hello. In the pattern library for the pattern of my secret project, I also found, like literally next to it, this pattern that I printed years ago, at least 6 if not 7 years ago. It's a Blair's hat, so witch's hat from We Are Knitters, and it's it was a free pattern at the time. I don't even know if now it's still available, and I printed it off thinking that one day I might want to make a witch's hat, and for once I am very glad I did. So me hoarding patterns is finally paying off. So the pattern is for a crochet, and there is no picture here. Well, there is, but I printed it black and white anyway. I think it's done in black. So it's just a normal pointy hat, and it's crochet, and it is done with, so they, of course, they told you to use the We Are Knitter wool, which I made 2 jumpers with that one in the past, and I had 1 ball each from each jumper. One was yellow and one was blue. However, I think I used both of them for other mixed kind of scrappy projects, so I don't have them anymore. And anyway, I wouldn't do a yellow and blue witch's hat. It's just weird. So the is literally very straightforward. Final size is a 56 centimeter head circumference, and the outer brim has a 96 centimeter circumference, and it is 34 centimeter tall, so it's gonna be quite something. It does say that you need 2 balls of petite wool, and they are 100 grams each. If you're not familiar with their wool, it's similar to the wool and the gang one also. It's kind of one ply type of wool. It's very fleecy, it's not very twisted, and it is actually nice and soft, but it feels thicker because it's very soft and fleecy. Is thicker than what it actually is. So if I remember correctly, I'm gonna check on Ravelry before I start the project. If I remember correctly, the petite wool was considered a DK weight. So I do not have black DK. However, I think I might have a couple of options. First option, let me show you. So the first option, if the big light helps, is this, which is a dark navy from Aldi, and these are, it's DK, and it's called Storm. It's actually not even navy, actually it's between a navy and a charcoal, so actually would be perfect for a witch hat with yarn called Storm. Yeah, and this is DK So Crafty from Aldi. This is 100 grams, so it would be 2 balls of this, and this is DK, 2 balls of this. Or I also have some charcoal left from Tuft, but I'm almost thinking it's not even worth it to take out the Tuft, because I have 4 of these. I can use 2 to make this hat, and I could even make the other 2 to make another witchy type of accessory, maybe like a witchy collar. Maybe that would actually be a good idea, a witch collar, or some sort of, yeah, cape, maybe like a short witch cape to go with the hat, and then I just have the Halloween costume forever. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts. Also, I might not be able to even just do the hat, and I am actually thinking, because that one soon will not fit in my Halloween bag anymore, so I'm actually thinking I am gonna move this, so the witch's hat, in my Halloween bag, and I'm gonna find a bigger bag for that, for my secret project. Reminder that tomorrow there will be no vlog. So next vlog will be at some point on Wednesday night, and it will be from Italy. So hope you had a good start of the week, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye bye.